The morning sun filtered through the tall windows of Sterling Industries, casting long shadows across the marble lobby. Emma Martinez clutched her worn briefcase in one hand and her 6-month-old daughter Sophia in the other, her heart pounding with each step toward the elevator. Emma had worked as a junior accountant at Sterling Industries for 3 years. She was quiet, reliable, and never asked for anything beyond her modest salary. Her desk sat in the corner of the accounting department, where she processed invoices and balanced spreadsheets with careful precision. Most days she arrived early and left precisely at 5, hurrying home to her small apartment where Sophia waited with Mrs. Chen, the elderly neighbor who watched her daughter. But today was different. Mrs. Chen had fallen ill during the night, and Emma's backup babysitter was out of town. With no family nearby and no other options, Emma faced an impossible choice: miss work and risk losing her job, or bring Sophia to the office and hope no one noticed. The elevator dinged softly as it reached the 15th floor. Emma stepped out, adjusting Sophia's pink blanket and whispering gentle reassurances. "Just for today, Mija. Mama will make this work somehow." The accounting department was already buzzing with activity. Emma quickly settled at her desk, creating a makeshift nursery area with her cardigan spread on the floor beside her chair. Sophia, thankfully, seemed content to play quietly with a soft toy while Emma worked. For the first hour, everything went smoothly. Emma managed to complete her morning reports while keeping one eye on Sophia, who dozed peacefully in her carrier. The gentle hum of the office seemed to soothe the baby, and Emma began to relax, thinking she might actually make it through the day. Then Sophia woke up hungry. The soft whimpering quickly escalated to full crying, echoing through the quiet office space. Emma's face flushed red as her colleagues looked up from their computers, some with understanding smiles, others with visible annoyance. She quickly gathered Sophia and hurried to the small break room, hoping to calm her daughter before anyone important noticed. "Emma," called Janet from the next cubicle. "Is everything okay?" "I'm so sorry," Emma whispered, bouncing Sophia gently. "My babysitter is sick and I had no other choice." "I know this isn't appropriate, but don't apologize," Janet said kindly. "We've all been there. Do what you need to do." Emma managed to feed Sophia and get her settled again, but the stress was taking its toll. Every small sound the baby made sent waves of anxiety through Emma's chest. She knew she was walking a tightrope, and one wrong step could cost her the job she desperately needed. Around mid-morning, Emma heard whispers rippling through the office. "He's coming up," someone said urgently. "Mr. Sterling is doing his monthly floor visits." Emma's blood ran cold. Alexander Sterling, the company's founder and CEO, was known throughout the building as a brilliant but demanding leader. Worth millions, he expected perfection from his employees and had little patience for personal problems interfering with work. Emma had seen him only from a distance during company meetings, a tall, imposing figure in expensive suits who commanded respect and, if she was honest, a little fear. As footsteps approached the accounting department, Emma quickly tried to make Sophia's presence less obvious. She moved the carrier closer to her desk and prayed her daughter would stay quiet. "Good morning, everyone," came a deep, authoritative voice. Alexander Sterling walked slowly through the department, stopping at various desks to review work and ask questions. His silver hair was perfectly styled, and his navy suit looked like it cost more than Emma made in 6 months. Emma kept her head down, focusing intently on her computer screen as Mr. Sterling drew closer. Her hands trembled slightly as she typed, and she could hear her heartbeat in her ears. Then Sophia made a small, cooing sound. Mr. Sterling stopped walking. Emma felt his presence beside her desk like a shadow falling across her world. Slowly, she looked up to meet his piercing gray eyes. "Ms. Martinez, isn't it?" His voice was surprisingly gentle. "Yes, sir." "I can explain." But before Emma could launch into her prepared apology, something unexpected happened. Alexander Sterling's stern expression softened as he noticed Sophia, who was now awake and looking up at him with bright, curious eyes. "And who is this little one?" he asked, his voice taking on a warmth Emma had never heard before. "This is my daughter." "Sophia, sir, I know this is highly inappropriate, but my regular child care fell through, and I couldn't afford to miss work. I promise it won't happen again." Instead of the anger Emma expected, Mr. Sterling knelt down beside the carrier. Sophia giggled and reached up with tiny fingers, fascinated by this new visitor. To everyone's amazement, the stern CEO smiled, a real, genuine smile that transformed his entire face. "She's beautiful," he said quietly. "How old?" "6 months," Emma replied, bewildered by his reaction. Mr. Sterling was quiet for a long moment, studying Sophia's face with an expression Emma couldn't quite read. When he looked back up, his eyes held something she hadn't expected to see: understanding. "Ms. Martinez, could I speak with you privately for a moment?" It wasn't really a question. Emma's colleagues watched in stunned silence as she followed Mr. Sterling to a quiet corner of the office, Sophia in her arms. Emma braced herself for termination, already mentally calculating how long her small savings might last. "I need you to know something," Mr. Sterling began, his voice low and sincere. 25 years ago, I was a single father working 3 jobs to support my infant son. There were days when I had to bring him to work sites, days when I thought I might lose everything because I couldn't balance being a parent with the demands of building a career. Emma stared at him in shock. This powerful, wealthy man had once been in her exact situation. "I made a promise to myself then," he continued. "If I ever had the power to help other parents avoid that impossible choice, I would." He paused, watching Sophia grab at Emma's necklace with determined little fingers. Effective immediately. Sterling Industries will be implementing an on-site childcare program. We'll convert the unused conference room on the 3rd floor into a professional nursery staffed by qualified caregivers. Any employee can use the service at no cost. Emma felt tears spring to her eyes. "Mr. Sterling, I don't know what to say." "You don't need to say anything. Just know that Sophia is welcome here anytime she needs to be." He reached out and gently touched the baby's hand. Sometimes the most important business decisions aren't about profit margins or quarterly reports. They're about remembering what it means to be human. As news of Mr. Sterling's decision spread through the office, Emma found herself surrounded by grateful colleagues, many of whom had struggled with similar challenges in silence. The atmosphere in the building shifted that day, becoming warmer and more understanding. 6 months later, the Sterling Industries Child Care Center was featured in business magazines as a model for progressive workplace policies. But for Emma, the real miracle wasn't the media attention or even the professional recognition Mr. Sterling received. The real miracle was watching Sophia take her first steps across the soft carpet of the nursery while Emma worked just floors above, knowing that sometimes the most powerful gift a person can give is simply understanding what it means to struggle and choosing to help.